My name is Clara Jennings, and I am 24 years old, living in the serene but often unforgiving town of Lakewood, Colorado. Imagine a place where nature wraps around the neighborhood like a warm hug, filled with outdoor enthusiasts and families making memories. I am one of those people who always sought balance in life, but sometimes, life throws you a curveball that can shake your world to its core. Let me take you back a few years to when I was a young college student in a foreign country, trying to navigate new challenges. It was both exciting and overwhelming, mainly because my family and I barely spoke the local language. This is where things first went wrong. I was desperate for a new phone. A simple request turned into a life-altering mistake because I trusted the wrong person. There was this guy I'll call Greg. He was introduced to my family as our personal assistant and translator, someone we relied on when we needed help. He had helped us buy a phone before, and all had gone smoothly. When it came time for me to purchase another phone, I thought, how could it be anything but simple? But soon, I found myself in a pit of confusion and regret. The phone I bought for a hefty price turned out to be a refurbished one, and right from the start, it had issues. I tried reaching out to Greg, expressing my frustration, but what followed was not the solution I sought. Instead of being cooperative, he became defensive and aggressive. I felt a knot in my stomach form when he refused to give me a receipt for my purchase. I insisted I needed to verify the phone at the Apple Store. The moment I mentioned that, everything spiraled out of control. You see, my family is somewhat well known for a different reason. Let's just say, we have a famous relative whose name comes with its own set of expectations and pressures. Greg, realizing he could use this to his advantage, turned our seemingly simple transaction into a nightmare. He decided he wanted money, and to make things worse, he sought to publicly humiliate me and my innocent family member. Eventually, things escalated to the point where Greg sued not only me, but also that relative who had nothing to do with the situation. Can you imagine? My little mistake turned into a media frenzy, and suddenly, I was the center of a scandal that I never wanted, feeling utterly exposed and helpless. I was not just fighting for my dignity. I was trying to protect someone who had no ties to this mess. Despite my desperation to make everything go away quietly, through meetings, mediation, and frankly, some absurd offers, I realized Greg had no intention of resolving anything. He thrived on chaos, and I had become his target. My heart sank lower with every passing day as the media storm continued to rage. In the aftermath of the legal battle, I found myself spiraling into an obsession that I couldn't shake off. Deep down, I felt there was more to Greg than just a man who wanted money. It became more of a quest for the truth. I started gathering information, using fake social media accounts, and even sent a friend to infiltrate his church, trying to analyze his life from every angle possible. I know it sounds extreme, but when someone has turned your world upside down, you find ways to cope. Then the moment of revelation hit me. While digging into Greg's background, I discovered he had committed fraud to obtain residency in the country. My heart raced as I realized the significance of this discovery. It wasn't something I had anticipated, and I felt a rush of adrenaline course through me when I decided to make an anonymous tip to the police. I sent it off with the hope that it would lead to something meaningful, yet unsure of what the outcome would be. Months went by, and though I tried to push this all to the back of my mind, curiosity gnawed at me. I could not resist searching Greg's name again, and this time I almost couldn't believe my eyes. There it was, an active federal investigation against him. My heart leapt with satisfaction at the thought of justice being served. I followed the case closely, reading the documents that were public as they became available, feeling a sense of power inside that I had sorely lacked during my own ordeal. Then came that magical day. I learned that Greg was convicted for his actions, and my joy was overwhelming. I had no part in his conviction. It was a matter of unrelated conduct that the authorities found out about independently after my anonymous report. But to see him face the consequences of his wrongdoing, it brought me a wave of relief. As the months passed, Greg was sentenced to 1 year of imprisonment, which was converted into 1 year of community service. He was also hit with a hefty fine and faced deportation looming over him after completing his sentence. The taste of this justice was sweet, especially compared to the bitterness he had served me. As for me, I found a new sense of empowerment, a lesson in my journey of resilience. I felt it finally shift my perspective on how to handle betrayal and adversity. I learned that sometimes, It may take years to get the justice one deserves, but that does not mean it is out of reach. And as I sit here today in my peaceful Lakewood home, I can confidently say I have regained my peace, free from the clutches of a person who aimed to destroy my life. Yes, I was wronged in unimaginable ways, but now I hold my head high, ready to face the world. Life has a strange way of balancing itself out, and in the end, Greg got what was coming to him. He turned out to be not just another man, but a lesson about trust and the importance of standing your ground. With every experience, good or bad, I carried fragments of strength within me to find closure. And let me assure you, sometimes you must dig deep to uncover the real strength you possess.